That's right. It's the morning show right here on KVVB TV, Channel 33, Facebook Live, Periscope TV, LinkedIn Live, YouTube Live, and also now Roku. We're glad to have you with us. We'll be joined by our radio audience just around the corner over there at ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. First of all, we want to say a big hello to Mr. Jesse Sanchez over there, living it up in the bunker, as we like to call it here. Good morning. Welcome to the show, Jesse.
Good morning.
Yeah, so I understand there's a lot going on in the world right now. One of
Oh
which
yeah.
you pulled out an article on a particular area of the country, which I don't know how to put it, are either really lazy and or just kind of dumb about things. Can you preface what the article was about?
Uh it's about taking your driving test on whether or not you can do a particular driving skill. So yeah, it's funny. When I first read about it, I started laughing cuz a lot of people can't do it.
Yeah, well, and I'm looking at this. Let's see. So there's several stories here. Parallel parking taken off driving test in Nevada, California next? Question mark. So, for anybody, okay, because I've seen. Have you ever seen videos of people that like go back and forth, back and forth? They can never quite figure it out, right? I feel bad for people
Yes.
like that because obviously they didn't have my mom, for example, who she had her dad teach her how to parallel park, so therefore she taught me how to parallel park. Now, I don't understand what's going on with the world when you have to take like because the DMV test is really confusing as it is, like with all at least the written test. Why would this one be removed, Jesse?
I have no idea, but I want to assume it's these newer cars with the assistance parking.
Right,
So make
right.
it too easy for people.
So if you take a Tesla, do you just do like hands free and just be like, okay, hopefully the Tesla gets it on this one? Like, I mean,
Oh,
I
that's
just,
a great idea.
yeah, right. You're like, boom, or you pretend like you're driving. You just kind of keep your hands on it. It kind of does its thing. Yeah, like ah. Anyway, so we got lots to talk about here on the morning show. What do you guys think about that? Take it away, parallel parking as a test. We'll talk a little bit more about that and more right after these messages with Jesse Sanchez, myself, and even Brenda. Hey, Gary, yeah, she's in the house. We'll talk about all of that and more right after this. All right, for the rest of you tuning in, we appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. Let's see. Look at some of the latest stories. Oh, that's disgusting. These are the type of stories we keep from you guys. Man finds neighbor has been dead for a week after black tar drips down wall. Ooh, what happened there? Jesse, that sounds like one of the movies you would want to watch.
Uh, Probably. Lord knows the stuff I watch.
I sent a picture to
Let's see.
Jesse with I saw this on one side, like when they tint windows, One side was what was it? Jason, I think.
Jason and Michael Myers, I think, on the
Yeah,
other side.
he was on the other side. I'm like, here, I found your car. She's like,
Ooh.
yes, I want that. All right. We're just trying to get our. Oh wait, there it is. So I did find the article on it that was covered recently. So we'll
We
talk.
got 2 seconds.
We'll start with that.
Yeah.
That's right. It's
That's
the
right.
morning show right here on ABC News Radio KMET 1490 AM. Joining our already live TV audience over there at KVVB TV 33, Facebook Live, Periscope TV, LinkedIn Live, YouTube Live, and of course Periscope. Wait, I already said Periscope. It's hard to keep track. Also on Spotify. No, we're not there yet. Okay, SoundCloud. We are on Spotify. Just the Hollywood Social Lounge. We got to work on that for the morning show. Anyway, it's a pleasure to have you. We got a lot to talk about today. We got Mr. Jesse Sanchez over there. Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning.
So, oddly enough, one of the top stories that kind of came our way was one of which we thought, wait, what has, when's the last time, Jesse, just out of curiosity, when's the last time you did the driving test out of curiosity?
Ooh, the driving test. It has to be at least 15 years
15?
or
Okay.
longer. Yeah.
Okay. You have to like retake the test ever so off. Like so my mom recently, because she's like turning around the corner on a specific date, and in that date of age, they make you do the test all over again. So, she's kind of a little bit nervous, I could tell. But she might be wanting now to take her test in Nevada, right? Maybe change her residency in Nevada because evidently in Nevada when it comes to parallel parking, it's getting run off the driver's test in Nevada. The DMV there say it's removed parallel parking from the driver's test to save time since most drivers pass other portions of the exam. Wait, what? So they say it was taken off the driving test as of January 13th. Parallel parking has long been the bane of new drivers' learning experience, although I learned really quick. That was one of the first things I learned. But according to this, because of new car software, it's making learning how to parallel park obsolete. Yet I beg to differ. How many cars actually have that feature, Jesse?
Yeah, me too. It's I will not trust anyone parallel parking with that little side assist thing.
There's just something weird and freaky about it. I have yet to see a car actually do it on its own. I know they exist. I'm not saying that I'm against it. I'm just saying the time that we start depending on machines to do the work for us, we're going to lose out on something there. Because, I mean, God forbid, right? You're in a situation with grandma and her nice, Oldsmobile over there, and all of a sudden she can't drive, and now you got to drive, and it's stick shift, and now you're thinking, oh no, how am I going to drive this because I don't do stick shift? I don't think Oldsmobiles were stick shift. They had the little thing right on the wheel. Anyway, or a Mustang, Mustang GT, maybe what 74, 75. Did they make it that year? So you get what I'm saying, Jesse? Like we're losing some of the things that it takes in order to drive a car, and I'm telling you, the young ones of today are going to be like, I don't know how to touch that. I don't know what to do. What do you think?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Because I remember I read a story where this older woman got her car hijacked, but they couldn't drive away because it was a stick shift.
that's that's exactly what's going to happen. What? Oh, we can't steal this car. We didn't take that. Yeah, so there you go. The driving test criteria does not explicitly include parallel parking, but does test drivers for their ability to drive in reverse in a straight line for 3 vehicle lengths. It turns out that several states feel the same way, though, about parallel parking. 17 states do not have it as part of their driving test. Did not know that. So what do you guys think in social media? We want to know. Let us know on Periscope and or any of the streaming devices that you're on. Would you be okay with them removing that? And or are you really good at parallel parking? I find it as a challenge to see if I can parallel park in like a tight spot. I have no problem with that. And I have to say, with the cameras that we have now, it's so much easier, right? Like in the one that you have in the back. I mean, granted, not all vehicles have that. Like the Forerunner that I get to drive every now and then doesn't have that. So but it has a good turning radius. Whereas some cars, it's like a boat. You have to like, figure it out and then some. So I don't know. I'm a little. I'm just thinking. Anybody that can't parallel park. I don't know that I'd want to get in the car with them, right? Am I wrong on this? I don't know. Maybe I am. We got other stories as well as today's National Day. It's a list of national days today that you can choose from. For example, if you want to celebrate today, many people, of course, looking for the weekend, right? Everybody's thinking Valentine's Day. I know many of you are thinking that. But here's a couple that you could choose from for today. National Don't Cry Over Spilled Milk Day. I like that one. My mom taught me don't cry over it. It can be cleaned up. National Inventors Day, National Make a Friend Day, National Peppermint Patty Day, National Shut In Visitation Day, National White Shirt Day, White T-Shirt Day, and Safer Internet Day, us. Jesse, of these, which do you feel is the one that you want to know more about?
Ooh, want to know more about? The one that kind of interests me. I don't know what shut-in visitation day is. What's that?
Yeah, right. I know. Of these, I'm like, okay, there's ones I want to pick, and then there's ones I just don't know if I want to stay away from altogether. So according to this, it serves as a reminder. Oh, okay, to bring some cheerful company to those who are unable to leave their homes. This is true. I know of a couple people that have this. Visiting a person who is a shut-in makes a positive difference in that person's life. Someone who's shut-in remains in their home. Now, there's several reasons why, either physical, mental, or emotional reasons. They can cause a person to feel lonely, isolated, sad, and cut off from the rest of the world. Sometimes they don't even have family and or friends especially available to visit and spend time with them. Many lack any kind of companionship. How do you observe a shut-in visitation day? Well, visit a person who's shut in, maybe due to disability or illness, and brighten their day. Become a companion. Some activities you can do. They have a list here, like try a new recipe, take up a hobby you'll both enjoy, read the newspaper. I find just visiting and then just sitting there and just, maybe doing whatever they do, they just enjoy the company, right? Maybe visit somebody in the hospital, right? That's a situation. That's a thing. So there you go. Whatever you do, make sure you're doing it right. Okay, so there you go. National Shut-in Visitation Day. Did you want to choose any other one, Jesse?
Let's see. I'm not a fan of peppermint patties.
Yeah, you and me both.
Okay, good. Hmm. Make a friend day is always good. Everyone should make friends. Meet
All
a new
right.
person.
I don't
Just
know
don't
if
be
everybody's
creepy.
noticed on our TV audience, but you ever have a chair that doesn't cooperate? It keeps going down. That's me right now. I'm telling you, the cylinder in this thing. I figured out. So if you guys want to go get, by the way, there's a good this. Watch, there's a plug-in. I know it. So recently, me and my lady, we went, uh, chair shopping because there's certain chairs that you're like, okay, so I don't know, Jesse, do you have a place that you like to go to look for furniture, right? And you're like, ooh, new like sofa setup and or you know what I mean? Like there's that place that you go to.
Not gonna lie, no. Every place I go to where I see furniture, I jump on it. I mean, I sit on it just to see how it is.
Okay, so we actually did a tour of a couple stores. And one of the stores, I got to say a big thank you to because they tried to help us. We said, "Oh, we have this type of chair." They have the type of chair in stock. And the guy that repairs like all the furniture, he's like, "Yeah, once the cylinder's gone, it's pretty much gone. The amount of like time to replace it is about the cost of the same chair." So we're like, "Great, we've got like 8 of them in the studio." So now we're thinking, "Okay, what can we do?" So we go over to our friends over at Midway Furniture Solutions. They got everything, Jesse. They've got like appliances, they've got like stuff for everything, kitchens, mattresses, electronics, furniture and appliances. And Jesse, they have this device in the kitchen which goes above, where you cook and everything. It has its own like television set, but more importantly, it's got recipes, it's got stuff, and you can Skype with somebody else. It's got a camera watching you, and it'll even show what you're cooking and record it to somebody else. How cool is that?
Really
Yeah,
interesting. How
I
much?
know.
Yeah, I need
I
to
mean,
see if this is cold.
it it was like the kitchen of the future. Then everything else was Wi-Fi intact. And so, if you guys want to check it out, we do recommend it. Midway, which happens to be in the surrounding city of Victorville, you got to go check it out. They got everything that there is to check out. But they were very helpful with us and gave us some options as well. And we saw some pretty cool kitchens, like what you would think were future kitchens, but they're kitchens of today. I'm telling you, some really amazing stuff. We'll probably cover it in a future episode. Okay, so there you go. But they didn't have the chair we were looking for, so we're still shopping. Yeah, everything else but that, by the way. So there you go. Because, it's a specific type of chair you got to get that's high. And then you want to get one that doesn't, where you're not kind of going left and right like a kid in a candy store, because that happens. All right, moving on, though. With news you can use, yes, lots going on in the world. Of course, coronavirus. Did you see that, Jesse? Coronavirus has actually exceeded SARS in, I believe, in death count, which is terrible. And this is just going on around the world. It makes you kind of wonder, what do you do if you come into contact with somebody that might have it and you don't even know, right?
Ooh, good. That's a scary question in this
Yeah.
scenario.
Yeah, so what do you do? I think I saw somebody say as long as it heats up, like the temperature, it'll go away. I don't know about that. However, I do know, again, you definitely got to be careful. The questions like this are trending. Do surgical masks protect against the coronavirus? You know what? But I will say this: the flu, even the flu, influenza A, not getting a lot of coverage over there. But I saw a report there that even just the typical flu is really having terrible bouts, which coincidentally, my sister, that's how it started. It started with she didn't get her flu shot this year, which I do recommend those that are susceptible, which I don't know why it didn't happen that she didn't get a flu shot, but that's fast forward, then her immunity was really bad. It went spiraling down. So make sure that you take precautions out there. And remember, Jesse, people were like making fun of me because I'm like, what happens? This was before the coronavirus outbreak, about face masks, and I carry some in my backpack because you never know, because I just never know. But now you're going around, walking around, and this is kind of a common thing to see. Have you noticed that?
Yes, and it freaks me out to no end. Every time I see people coming at me with masks, I'm like, oh my God, where am I?
Yeah. So if anything, all that I could say, look, if you want to get a really good protective mask, because there's all sorts out there, and some that are just more for the kind of lesser stuff out there. But a more protective mask known as an N95 respirator may be more effective. But he noted this was a professional who noted that a non-medical professional using this mask is likely not using it correctly, doing little to prevent the spread of illness or inhaling a disease. Now, having said that, there was an individual, and I got to find the article, but he actually, I kind of want to get behind this guy because the like Bubble Boy. Do you remember that Bubble Boy? Do you remember the movie and or the show? But this is a real thing, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, so there was an article that I saw recently, and this guy, literally, I kid you not, actually he went onto the airport. Here it is. U.S. man wears plastic tent on plane to avoid coronavirus. I just reposted this to my wall, by the way, so all of you could see it. And so it's this full on like like which I'm kind of jiving this. I with everything that's going on. Rick Peskovich, he's the CEO of Stadium Pod, which produces plastic tents worn over the torso by sport spectators wishing to avoid the rain. You've probably seen those. They're kind of like an all encapsulated, like you put your body in there and now you're like, you're protected. The Cincinnati man tested a second use for his pods by wearing one on an aeroplane in light of the coronavirus outbreak. There it is, which has killed quite a few people. This story is a little bit old because at this time of the writing of this article, it was 638. I think that's exceeded 1,000. Peskovich's brother, David, told blog Boing Boing that a flight attendant happily took his brother's photo after he wore one of his blue tents on the plane. Now, see, this is different from the other person who I felt was kind of trying to do the same thing, but didn't quite come across. Like they had to like divert the whole plane, the one that was putting on the big face mask with like the breathing thing, and then he didn't even have it on right. But what do you think about that, Jesse? Do you think that's a good idea?
Personally, I would say it's a good idea. For the others that are around him, yeah, I would be scared again.
Yeah, I mean, look, this person said here, the man who sat next to him didn't even bat an eye. So he's probably thinking I should have gotten one for myself. But I don't know. Are we getting to that level? Here's what I say again: be careful out there. Like, do not take this lightly. This is a very major outbreak. One like gripping the news headlines, of course. But even just regular flu, you got to be careful out there. So get your immunity up. Take the proper precautions and be safe out there. Be well. Okay, we got to take a quick break here on the morning show. We got more stories right after these messages and social media comments coming up right after this. Stay tuned. All right, we're looking at our social media comments. Stephanie, I'm so sorry. She says, hello, happy editing this glorious day for today. I'm very sad that we had to put down my 18-and-a-half-year-old Himalayan cat, Heidi, yesterday because she gave up eating and slowing down. Oh, Stephanie, I'm so sorry. That's no fun. Believe me, that's definitely no fun. There's been animals that you get so close to, and they just that's the end. They only could do so much. So our thoughts are with you and your family during this difficult time. That's a difficult one. But you know what? 18-and-a-half years is nothing to sneeze at. That means you were a very protective owner. Was this a cat that went outside? I always have that question. Some areas, it's for me not a good idea to like to, send the cat outside because they like, they run across and they think, oh, they'll see me. No, you're black, so they're not. Nobody's going to see you in the dark at the midnight. But there you go. So 18-and-a-half years. That's a long time for a cat. I think the longest I've ever heard was my Theo, who his cat I think lived to 21, 22, maybe 23.
Wow,
Yeah, it's a long
impressive.
time, right?
Oh yeah.
Move slow though. You could tell the arthritis had kicked in.
Ooh, he probably hates Mondays. It's
Oh,
Garfield.
you mean like Garfield? Garfield?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Mondays.
I loved Garfield. Remember the lasagna that he would eat? Fat cat.
Right?
The original fat cat.
Oh, what about Heathcliff? Wait,
Oh
which came
God,
first, Garfield or Heathcliff?
and then Marmaduke. Remember that? Um,
Oh yeah.
yeah, Heathcliff was like the bad cat, right? Heathcliff was like, had that little
We
tooth,
got
a little, yeah.
we got 10 seconds. Yeah, he was a troublemaker.
Yeah, I forgot about Heathcliff actually. Garfield was funnier though, in my opinion. If they went like toe to toe, obviously Heathcliff would win. Um,
2 seconds.
but if they had to go on a comedy tour, Garfield would win. Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio KVT 1490 AM. Joining our live TV audience over there at KVVB TV 33, Facebook Live, Periscope TV, LinkedIn Live, YouTube Live, and of course Roku. Go download us, add us to your favorites KVVB. Find us anywhere you get the internet, and we are there with you. So this is happening, by the way. I'm sorry, I'm kind of battling as to which story to share because there's some that are kind of crazy, like this one. Everybody's like going with love, right? This weekend. I mean, you're going with the love feature of this weekend, right, Jesse?
Oh yes. Uh-oh, where are you going with this?
Well, I mean, some people, are still single, right? I get it. Like I remember this time of year every year when I just was doing the single thing for quite some time. So I had like yeah, I don't really want to talk about it, but you might want to talk. I mean, there's always that one like lesson learned relationship that you're like, oh God, right? I mean, there's some that even like some people are like, I'm never getting married because I had just a terrible experience. Well, I think people need to get that out, right? Kind of get that out, get that over with. And here's one way you could do it. Of course, a lot of people are looking for love, and but for those of you who are still feeling bugged by your ex, one zoo has come up with the perfect opportunity to help you move past them. And we've covered this in past episodes, by the way, in past years. And so they're doing it again. The San Antonio Zoo will let you name a cockroach
Oh
or
my.
a rat after your former lover and feed it to an animal where you can watch it live stream for all the world to see. The very first Crimea cockroach event taking place on Valentine's Day this Friday. What do you think about that, Jesse?
Wait, did you say feed the animal to somebody? Something?
Hey, it's the circle of life. You didn't see Lion King?
Wow. Okay. Wow, that's actually pretty funny.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
Crimea Cockroach, San Antonio Zoo, and look, you're doing like you're donating money for this. So check it out. The San Antonio
Right?
Zoo, in their event announcement, said this quote: "You will be able to name a cockroach after your ex, and we will serve it up as a snack to one of our animals for only $5. That's a good deal, Jesse. If your
It
ex
is.
was a snake." You can even name a rat after them, and we will feed it to a reptile for $25, and then you can
Oh wow.
watch it. Like, I don't, do they put little labels on the cockroach and or the rat? I'm just saying. For those taking part, the zoo will be hosting the event in person if you're lucky to live close enough to attend, but they'll also live stream to all of the feedings on the website throughout the day on Friday. People who name a cockroach or a rat will receive also a certificate. See that right there? That's the price of admission right there. From the zoo that you can share across social media. Oh, I can imagine that, right? You're like, oh, and then everybody knew that knows your ex knows that that was like, how do you get around that? You're like, what? It was a good deal. I can't help it. Your name is very common. The events elicited plenty of reactions on the internet. One user on Facebook said, "Whatever eats my ex's roach will probably get indigestion. Bon appetit."
Oh,
Uh, Another person said, "Wonder how many rats will be named Donald." Oh, she had a Donald
ooh.
ex, right? If you want to be part of the event, you have until Thursday, this Thursday, February 13th at 5 p.m. local time to submit a name to the zoo's website. So there you go. Just check it out, San Antonio Zoo. They're on Facebook, by the way. And what do you think about that, Jesse? Good idea? Bad idea? Bad idea? That's a great idea? I think excellent idea. Move on.
That idea, but I think I might do that, but I don't have an ex to feed a snake to, so I think I just might name it after someone I don't like.
Oh, all right. So there you go. Yeah, Jesse went next level there. No, you know what? That speaks volumes of you. Whenever you have, I've met people that they don't really have that ex because things just don't work out. Like the majority of my exes, I don't think I've ever had a really terrible bad one that I'd be like, oh, I have to put somebody on this list. It's just I mean, things don't work out, relationships don't work out. It is what it is. I've never had one to where I've ever had to put. But then there are those that I hear of that are just terrible exes and just terrible family members and just you're like, what is this person thinking? So do they deserve to be on the cockroach list or the snake list or no, the rat list? I think some, yeah, should be on that list. So there you go. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. And then, all right, okay. So that was like for those of you that I know, others are like, but I love love. I love to be in love. I get it. So check this out. This is kind of cool. In Tennessee, an animal shelter will bring a precious puppy to your loved one for Valentine's Day. Yeah, the Sullivan County Animal Shelter is offering puppergrams. That's what they're calling it. It should be
Oh,
puppygrams. To animal lovers looking for a special Valentine's Day gift. According to WCYB, a limited number of puppergrams can be purchased from the shelter for delivery on February 13th or February 14th. A puppergram includes an office visit from one of the shelter's adorable puppies who, along with bringing themselves, will also deliver your loved one 2 dozen roses and a red velvet cupcake, or a dozen chocolate dipped bacon roses with a 1 hour axe throwing pass. I have no idea what. Oh, That's a cool.
Oh,
Have you seen that? The axe throwing pass. That's kind of cool. I guess you get to go and throw. I don't know how one melds with the other, but if you want to take your anger out, you can. Have you ever done that? The axe throwing thing. They have one in Vegas, by the way. Have you done that, Jesse?
no, I have not done it. I keep telling Casey I want to go because there's one in Temecula that I want to go to, but we'll go one day. We'll go axe
All right.
throwing.
All right, there you go. The puppy will head back to the shelter, though, after spending some time. Wait, what? This is just like temporary feel good fun? I thought this
Oh,
was like you get to adopt them like that. It says all of the Puppergram puppies will be available for adoption to all prospective pet owners shortly after that day. Oh, I get it. Okay, so you did all. Okay, I'm sorry. I saw the most. For those of you tuning in on the radio, all I could describe is just cuteness and like adorableness of dogs, right, Jesse? That's just so
yeah,
adorable. I mean, you can't
adorable. Those
look at
puppies.
a little puppy and be like, "Oh, you just get away from me, kid. You bother me," right? Because it just so they give you those eyes. All right, we really need to take a quick break because we need to like regroup here, man up. So we'll be right back right after these messages with more right here of the morning show. Stay tuned. All right, let's see. Those of you tuning in, Diana Chinevere says singleness is challenging at times, but I'm not into naming a roach or rat after any past relationship. That's unloving. I prefer forgiveness and moving forward. Yeah, you know what? You haven't met some of these people. Seriously, if you heard some of the stories, you'd be like, "Oh God, yes." There's ones that will steal their partner's identity. That's
What?
happened. Did you know that? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Nope.
With the other girl, with the other woman. Yeah, with the
Oh
new woman.
Lord.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they send their other woman in to forge documents, steal millions of dollars. Don't get me started on that one. I will happily name a rat in that woman's like life for that other person. So there you go. Yeah, there's some that need to be on that. Now there's some that I get it. People get bitter over just things not working out. I get that. Each to their own, right? Each to their own. I'm not going to hate on anybody, but this is a good way to move past that, I feel, right? Like, okay, let it be done. And yeah, there
Oh
it is.
no, the rat's crying. I
The rat
can't
was
do
going to
that.
die anyway. You might as well give it
I
some meaning, like before it moves on. What? Snakes got to eat, right?
That's true.
I don't know which animal eats. Is it? Oh, it's reptiles. Reptiles eat cockroaches, right? The
Do they?
or yeah, frogs like they go. They set. I don't know. Amphibians do too as well. They send out that tongue and they got to
Oh yeah,
eat.
Frog's.
So they're already there. It's not like they're buying new food for this particular event. You're just kind of attributing. Okay, bye bye.
I know. I'll be sad for like 2 seconds.
2 seconds.
I was like, oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
they're gonna eat them anyway. So just saying. All right.
It's
So
nature. It's gonna happen.
yeah. I can't think of any name I would want there that I've known. I just, yeah, things just don't work out.
I wonder how many are gonna be named Donald Trump.
Moving on. Texas
Yeah,
teen was, let's
that's
see
why
here.
I
Hold
thought.
up. Yeah, them are fighting words in some parts of the land. So yeah.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that's
let's
why they did
see.
X's.
Well, I can see. Well, no, I don't want to get into that one. Look at
Yeah,
this,
let's not.
Jesse. Look at this. Pizza Hut with a new crust.
We got. Oh wait, are you kidding me?
You
Those are
you like?
those aren't
Oh, that
those are
see?
joking words. I like. See, you're interesting me with pizza. Okay,
Squirrel.
5 seconds.
I know. Squirrel.
Ex-
Pizza Hut.
exact. I'm not gonna lie. That's me. 2 seconds.
Welcome back. Yes, it is
Welcome
the
back.
morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. Joining our live TV audience over there at KVVB TV, channel 33, and all social media platforms where you get video. Yes, we're there. Go like us. KVVB TV 33 and or KMET 1490 AM. This is a new thing, by the way. Pizza Hut. They have a new crust with mini mozzarella sticks baked into it. Oh, that looks like deliciousness. We're just waiting to happen there. The new za will feature a combination of two Italian staples, mozzarella sticks and pizza. This way, you can enjoy both the appetizer and your main course at the same time. The limited time pie will feature 16 mozzarella stuffed, perfectly seasoned squares baked into the crust, as well as sauce made with a combination of garlic, onion, parmesan, Italian seasonings, parsley, basil, oregano, and mozzarella cheese. It'll all come with a side of classic marinara sauce for dipping. Now, does that just warm your taste buds there, Jesse?
Yes, it does. And now I am hungry. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Also, mozzarella poppers pizza will be the first of many new craveable pizzas you can also get at Pizza Hut. The chain's bringing back their heart-shaped pizza. By the way, they have a heart-shaped
Oh,
pizza on this. Customers can order the special pizza either on its own or bundled with a Hershey's triple chocolate brownie or ultimate Hershey's chocolate chip cookie from now until February 16th. Both pizzas will be available for a limited time for delivery, carry out, or dine in at participating Pizza Hut locations across the country. So, hey, there you go. I mean, come on, Jesse. You can like do, two for one, and that's like a cheap date, but it looks like you put a lot of thought into it because it's heart shaped. What do you think?
I like it. I might do it just for me. But no. I'll
It's like,
just like, hey, how about you, pizza?
okay, so there you go. All
Uh,
right.
Do you know?
Yeah, let's skip to news you can use, shall we? Okay, so this happened, by the way. A lot of people buy lottery tickets. Are you one that buys a lottery ticket pretty regularly, Jesse?
Every once in a while.
Every once in a while. Okay, you might want to learn something by this man's story, though. A South Carolina man's counting his lucky stars after almost making a very expensive mistake when he threw away his winning $100,000 lottery ticket before realizing he had actually won. The incident happened when the unnamed man purchased a Palmetto Cash 5 ticket from a BP gas station in Newberry, South Carolina. When checking the numbers of the lottery results, saw that he had lost and threw his ticket in the trash. The only problem is he actually won $100,000. The man told the South Carolina Education Lottery, according to a statement, said, "I checked the results for the day before. His Palmetto Cash 5 ticket had actually matched all five numbers drawn on Friday, January 24th. He only realized it when he was sipping his coffee and happened to look over the results again when he realized the horrific mistake. He said, I couldn't believe it. He managed to retrieve the ticket, turn it in to collect his winnings. The winner said that he now plans to give the money to charity and set up a college fund for his grandchildren. Ah, what a great guy. The BP gas station sold the ticket, received a commission of $1,000 for selling the winning ticket. The odds of winning just $100,000 are 1 in 501,942, which is slightly more likely than you winning a gold medal in the Olympics or being crushed to death by a meteor. So there you go. So, hey, he did it and then, got to retrieve it. But imagine that if you were the person that saw it like in the trash, have you ever been tempted to like take out one like, I wonder if somebody threw this away and it's the winning ticket, right?
I thought about it. Never actually done it, but I can say I thought about it.
Yeah, so there you go. And then there's this. This is news you can use, by the way. Let's see. No, not that one. That one's a terrible one. Okay, but this one is interesting. Utah getting in the mix there. And you know what? I can't completely hate on this because I've seen this. In fact, we used to do this when I was younger. By the way, Ann Lovell had never owned a passport before last year. Now, the 62-year-old teacher is a frequent flyer traveling every few months to Tijuana, Mexico. Why, you ask? Well, to buy medication for rheumatoid arthritis, with tickets paid for by the state of Utah's public insurer. Lovell is one of about 10 state workers participating in a year-old program to lower prescription drug costs by having public employees buy their medication in Mexico at a steep discount compared to U.S. prices. What do you think of that, Jesse? The state's actually going like, yeah, you know what? Our system here just, you know what? Just go over to Tijuana, go get some quick medication, bring it back. Terrible idea, great idea, or what? What idea?
Yeah, that's a far trip. I want to say terrible idea. We shouldn't have to go to Mexico to get cheap medication, but
But it's a thing. It's been a
It,
thing for quite some time. I remember our family going down just because it was so expensive to get it here in the States. And so we would just take a quick little hop over the border, go, and then come back because my grandfather lived in Tijuana, Mexico. So, or no, Rosarito. So I get that right. And so there you go. In one exhausting day, Lovell flies from Salt Lake City to San Diego. There, an escort picks her up, takes her across the border to a Tijuana hospital where she gets a refill on her prescription. After that, she's shuttled back to the airport and heads home. Lovell had been paying $450 in copays every few months for her medication, though she said it would have increased to some $2,400 if she had not started traveling to Mexico. Without the program, she would not be able to afford the medicine she needs. She said, quote, "This is the drug that keeps me functioning, working. I think if I wasn't on this drug, I'd be on disability rather than living my normal life. The cost difference is so large that the state's insurance program for public employees can pay for each patient's flight, give them a $500 per trip bonus, and still save tens of thousands of dollars. Other states have taken new approaches to addressing the high cost of prescription drugs. California is looking, I don't know if you knew this, at launching their own generic drug label. Louisiana has a Netflix style program for hepatitis C drugs where the state negotiated a deal to pay a flat fee rate rather than for each prescription. Several states are looking at creating boards aimed at keeping prices affordable. The Utah program was created under a 2018 state law dubbed Right to Shop, and that was by Republican Representative Norm Thurston. The Public Employees Health Program offers it only for people who use a drug on a list of about a dozen medications where the state can get significant savings. Of the 160,000 state and local public employees covered by the insurer, fewer than 400 are eligible. So, are we going to like just, hop on the border and then come back because of that? I don't know. Many have done it though for quite some time. Actually, this is nothing new, by the way. So there you go. Would you do that, Jesse? If you needed like a drug and you just couldn't afford it, and they had it for less than here?
oh yeah, in a heartbeat.
All right, just make sure to get your passport because you need, or the California. Remember, you're like, I don't need my California Real ID. You should get one or the other. By the way, if you apply for your passport, I believe they have like a little checkbox where it automatically will apply you for the California Real ID. By the way, just so you know. So, see, there's news you can use. You didn't know I was going to bring that one up. All right, we got to take another break. We'll be right back right after these messages with more right after this. Stay tuned.
We are so excited to announce KVVB is going national on Roku. You can now add KVVB TV to your Roku device. Just search KVVB, select, and add the channel. Once added, you can enjoy something for everyone. So go on, grab a friend or a family member, catch up on your favorite action-packed movie. Love music and sports? We have that too. KVVB has something for all. Find us, add us, watch us now on Roku.
There it is, Roku. Just add it to your favorites. Do you, Roku? We love to Roku. I love Roku. Do you have Roku, Jesse?
I do have a Roku.
Yeah, Roku's great. You get so many different channels on there. Once you have Roku, you can have like it all. I think we talked to somebody yesterday who he normally couldn't get certain. He wanted to get something on his TV. Oh, it was a Vizio. It was a Vizio, right? And he got a Vizio TV, and he couldn't watch the shows that he wanted to watch because Vizio didn't have like the smart thing part of it. So he had to buy an external Roku, which has everything. It's got Netflix, it's got all the apps, Disney Plus. You can get there, and you can get KVVB. Yeah, right everywhere around the world, wherever you can get a Roku with internet. So it's a great device. I remember being on having a Roku way back in the day before anybody. You would tell people what Roku was, and they had no idea. And then cable companies started using Roku. A lot of cable companies actually do that. Spectrum did that for quite some time. They actually handed out, instead of those big like black boxes, they just handed out Rokus, right? Because you could get their app via Roku. So it's a great system over there. We love Roku, obviously, because we're on it. And so go get it. Go get it. Check it out. Add us to your favorites. And you'll be glad you did.
30
All
seconds.
right. Um, I don't know how I feel about this article. I don't know if I should share it or not. Here's the headline. Man charged paying drug addicts to shoplift in stores.
No comment. 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Wow. 2
Someone
seconds.
call him an entrepreneur. I don't know about that. Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show right here on ABC News Radio, KMET, 1490 AM. Joining in our live TV audience over there at KVVB TV, Channel 33, Facebook Live, Periscope TV, LinkedIn Live, and YouTube Live. Also on a Roku. Yes, go download it. It's free. Also get our app while you're at it. KMET, 1490 AM. Free too. So go check it out. All right. Lots going on in the world, including some people that you definitely want to be like, wait, do we want to hang out? Do we want to have lunch? Do we want to break bread? Not really. This individual here, West Virginia man, is accused of organizing a network of shoplifters. He organized them, put them together, kind of like a union guy. Whoa. I'm not saying anything about unions, but many of them drug addicts, yeah. And why, you ask? To steal hundreds of thousands of dollars in store merchandise that he then resold on the internet. Can you believe that? Let's see. His name, Nedelcho Radimarov of Cross Lanes, was charged Monday in a criminal complaint with acquiring nearly 3,700 stolen items that were later resold for profit. That's according to U.S. Attorney Mike Stewart said at a news conference. Vladimirov, I am Vladimirov, I can't say his name without doing that, is charged with money laundering, allegedly paid cash to the shoplifters for a fraction of the stolen items' worth. Many of the shoplifters then would use the money to support their drug habits. You see the cycle he was creating, and, well, he was probably like, hey, I'm helping them out. What? Stewart called it an endless cycle for our community that has suffered so much from the opioid crisis. West Virginia leads the nation by far in the rate of drug overdose deaths. Nearly $370,000 in goods were stolen from popular grocery stores and pharmacies over a 2-year period. He's believed to have received more than $200,000 in sales. That was just between January 2019 to January 2020. That's a year profit. Wow. 6 figures right there. Among the stolen goods were such things as electronics, vitamins. Prosecutors believe 15 to 20 shoplifters acted in the direction of Vladimirov, who would then relist the items both domestically and internationally. Oh, this one I've been wondering about, Jesse. Have you ever done Facebook Marketplace?
No, I have not.
It's actually a cool feature. I'm not going to lie. We actually got, I think, a refrigerator off of that once. And but you got to make sure the refrigerator works before you plug it in, or after you plug it in, rather. But yeah, Facebook Marketplace, it's a thing, right? And eBay, of course, everybody knows eBay. But Facebook Marketplace, where people sell items on there. But of course, you never ask, where did you get the item to begin with? You just assume that they had the item to begin with. Payments would be received through the online payment system. Investigators obtained records showing a user account believed to be associated with him. According to Stewart, said the scale of the shoplifting for profit scheme is extraordinary. Nobody thought about it before. The ongoing investigation led by the U.S. Secret Service, West Virginia State Police, and other agencies began after store investigators apprehended shoplifters at several retail outlets in the South Charleston area. So if you have records or you know somebody that was taking advantage of this man, you might want to add your information to the record, though. Jail records did not indicate whether the defendant has an attorney. It's like, I will represent myself. I am good for this. I know how to do this. I could do this. All right. But there you go. So good idea, bad idea, or just what is going on with people in the world, right? To take advantage of people like that. So there you go. Jesse, I understand you're a dog person, not quite a cat person, right? So if you ever got a cat, by the way, we have a cat which needs a home. Are you ready for it?
Oh, okay.
Great. I'm glad you admitted to wanting the cat. Okay, we've got two. One, it comes with his brother, by the way. His name is Batman and Fat Cat. We call him Fat Cat, but he's really Mr. Kitty. But he's pretty fat. According to this, though, you can learn a lot from their body language and sounds. This is very interesting. This is an article for people that may have cats that don't know what the cat is trying to tell them, right? So, what is with purring? When a cat purrs, what do you think it's trying to tell you, Jesse?
That he's okay with you or is comfortable.
If you ask Brenda, she thought the cat was growling at her. Okay, that's how loud the cat. It was like. It sounded like that, like a motor, right? But of course, while according to this, they said that researchers have done studies to figure out what exactly purring is and how cats do it. They still don't know. This is like one of those mysteries in the world. They do know it's not specific to one part of the cat body, but is caused by vibrations in the throat area. It's less of a vocal cue and more of a sound made by the vibrations of the cat's throat. Usually we associate with cats being happy, content, or relaxed, but cats also use purring to self-soothe. So they're soothing themselves. They said, I've had cats that are really scared purr while they're sitting on the exam table, or even cats that are really sick will be purring. But that's usually when you start I've never seen one purr unless they're around you, right? They're like, oh, thank you for being next to me. So there you go. What about eye movements? Well, the cat movement is the slow blink, where they kind of seem to hold your eyes closed for a moment before opening them a little again, and apparently even that can convey some info about their mood. According to this, in general, when a cat's relaxed, they tend to sit with their eyes sort of at half-mast, whereas eye contact between humans can forge a stronger connection or, of course, tell someone you're paying attention to them. For animals, prolonged eye contact is a sign of aggression. When a cat does the slow blink, that's actually them trying to communicate that they're not being aggressive. That's that oh, I like you, I'm okay with you. So you got to be careful when their eyes dilate. When they open up all of a sudden, that's called they're ready to attack you. Okay, I can tell you this one because I've had cats that do it. Like if you touch them in a spot where they're really sensitive and all of a sudden their eyes, they get really wide, they go for that little, that's them ready to pounce. Okay, so back up. Don't go any further closer to that animal. Okay, moving on though. This happened as well, which again, I don't know what's wrong with the world when this is the story. Texas teen, this is the headline by the way, Jesse. Texas teen growing out hair for sick sister leaves school after they ask him to cut it, right? So this happened. Newt Johnson, who's 16, has been growing out his blonde locks for his younger sister Maggie after a recent illness started making her hair fall out. That's according to the report. Maggie, who is 11, said in the news report, he's growing out his hair in case I need a wig. The Poth preteen was diagnosed with Wegener's disease in October, a disorder which is known as granulomatosis with polyangiitis that causes inflammation of blood vessels in the nose, sinuses, throat, lungs, and kidneys, and it could slow blood flow to the organs. That's according to the Mayo Clinic. Well, the fifth grader told the news outlet that she often gets nauseous. She has to undergo chemotherapy and dialysis. To help ease her burdens, Newt, her brother, decided to grow his hair, as Maggie once told him that she liked his tresses, right? What's tresses? Brenda would know that. That's a hair term. What is that? Locks? It's the locks of hair? Okay. So he told the outlet, it made me feel good that I could do something for her. Newt knew that in order to donate to the nonprofit Locks of Love, which is a really great organization, by the way, he needed between 8 and 14 inches of hair, a length that violated Poth High School student handbook. Newt told the outlet that the high school's principal told him that he would not be allowed back at school if he did not trim his locks by the end of the 3-day weekend following Martin Luther King Jr. Day in January. He said, it really stressed me out because I already worried about my sister. And I understand that. As a brother, you'll do anything for your sister. So you're like, wait, what? After speaking with his parents, Newt decided the best course of action was to withdraw from the school and instead be homeschooled. Now, I get it. And I know on both sides, I could already hear the arguments on both sides, right? Because I wanted to be in debate class, and I could make an argument for either side, right? However, I understand this is school policy. Totally get that. Understand that. And you, when you sign it on that, that's the thing, right? However, I always have a problem when laws like this are put into effect, which you can't think outside of the box to say, well, wait a minute, what's going on here? So, I don't know. Could he have done I mean, not that I'm a big fan of like hair, what do they call those hair buns? What do they call those, Jesse? Like when you put it up in a, or you wrap it up, or you do right. But I mean, some could be
Yep.
like, well, yeah, for some, it's actually like it's a religious thing, right? You like you need to grow out your hair. I know, like Native American actually, the longer they grow their hair, it's like it's a thing, right? You don't not do that. So I'm just saying, I'm wondering if this kid has a case or not. I don't, I kind of think like not because it was a choice for a sister, but given the circumstances, I don't know. But then once he does, and other kids will be like, hey, I could do it. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. What do you think, Jesse? This is kind of a sticky point.
I say take a note or something. Well, he obviously the principal knew about it, but take it to the district office or whatever, and just tell them what's going on, and say after this amount of period, I'm going to cut my hair for a wig and stuff like that.
Yeah, even Maggie, his sister, says, I don't understand why he has to get in trouble for doing this for me. Rankin, even it went to CNN too, by the way, that had new return to school. He would not have been denied his education, but would have been received either an in-school suspension or an after-school detention. Well, then I say, you know what? Do it. Do it. Like, say, okay, fine. And then make that, I don't know that leaving the school was the best course of action for this. However, this is kind of just a difficult one. She says, let's see, noting that the district has raised more than $3,000 for the Johnson family. It was never about not supporting a sick child. Okay, so that's the other side of this. However, they were like, but you still got to go by the rules. So you know what? I say if you're going to do the time, do the crime. Well, wait, no, it's the crime, do the time. You get what I'm saying? Just say, you know what? Fine, then I will do detention, or I'll be on. I would be that person, and then I would like pick it like, you know, hell no, I won't go. Anyway, moving on. It says, listen to your kids if they really believe in something, even if it does go against the rules. Sometimes you just have to go dig deep, see if it's really worth it or not. It's worth it. And that was the dad, Alan. You know what? Good job, Dad. Support your kids. And I like that. So, look, either way you slice or dice, you're going to make people happy or upset. But I'm just saying, could you have made a little allowance for these two? I mean, there's a lot to learn by this brother-sister duo. So I think, if anything, I applaud it. I do. All right, we got to take a huge break, 24-hour break, as a matter of fact. We'll be back, though, tomorrow right here on the morning show. We got lots to talk about tomorrow, so stay tuned to that and go enter our giveaway. Yes, we're giving a pair of tickets to Century Theaters, also known as Cinemark Theaters. Yes, the amazing brand there. Go follow us, KVVB TV 33 KMET 1490 AM, and download our app while you're at it. It's free, KMET 1490 AM. Search for it. You'll find it. You'll love it. See you over there. Bye-bye, everybody. All right, going back to you guys in Facebook land. Let's see, we got you guys in Periscope. Thank you for tuning in. Ale Fabiano and Tade Alberto. Oh, good to see you over there. Jamaican Things. Pac-Man. Let's see, Joker. Anthony Luti and Isra. Okay, we also got Diana Chenevere, who says, what a great brother. His sister's blessed. He cares about her that much. Bravo for his dad. Too bad the boy couldn't have worn a ball cap so he could tuck it underneath the hat. Do they allow hats at certain schools? I don't think they allow hats on certain schools. But again, I mean, I would have been that kid to be like, I changed my religion, so you can't do nothing about it now. I would be that kid, right? I would find a way. Let's see. And Diana says, I'm more of a dog person now, not fond of cat litter and smells. Ooh, man, you and me both, right? There's some cats that just, they could really smell it up. So I have a question for those of you in social media that have cats. What's the best litter to get that will like take away all that? What's the best one that you have found? Because I've seen marketing campaigns and they all say we'll eliminate odors, we'll clump up really good. And then we try them and I'm like, that's not quite as good. So there you go. Let us know in social media. We want to know. Diana says, it seems like purring means the cat is happy, right? I know. Sandy also says my Enbro for rheumatoid arthritis is $6,186 a month. If I did not have insurance, I would be making that trip to Tijuana. Yeah, right. That's terrible. I know the medication that they gave my sister was $2,000. Oh my God, a lot of money, but did wonders. So worth every dollar. All right, people, we appreciate you. Make it a great day, whatever you do. Remember, life is worth living, so live it well. Bye-bye, everybody.